It all comes down to this: Sixers versus Celtics in the second round. Can this squad finally get over the hump? Today we'll provide a preview and give you some of the keys to winning, as well as leave you with a final prediction.
Perfect.
What is going on, everybody? RB here. Welcome into Philly Take with RB. Like always, be sure to hit the like button down below, hit that subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss any of the coverage. We will be live every single game of the series, providing post-game coverage and more updates as well. It is official. It is officially official. Sixers Celtics second round. I knew it was coming, but here we are. The Celtics were struggling to put away the Hawks, but they finally did so last night in Game 6, and now we are set for Monday, Game 1. This is not going to be a typical preview. It almost reminds me, actually, of last year's second round, Sixers and Heat, where I wasn't able to give a precise preview because of the health status and because of the uncertainty surrounding Joel Embiid's injury. Now, we do have a quick update from today. I do want to talk about this for a second. According to John Clark on Twitter, Joel Embiid's status for Game 1 in Boston is still not known after meeting with doctors and may not be known until Sunday or Monday. It will depend on how his sprained LCL responds and feels the next few days. There's hope that he can play early in the series with a brace. Right now, it doesn't sound very optimistic. So I just want to preface this by saying everything I'm talking about today will take into consideration that Joel Embiid is going to play. We're going to preview this as if Joel's going to be healthy for a majority of the series. If Joel Embiid does not play 2 or more games in this series, the Sixers are not winning. However, if he is there and he can be himself for the most part and Harden is healthy, I think the Sixers stand a chance. So I just want to put that out there before we get into it, but it will not be a full preview. But let me know your thoughts down below. Who do you think is going to win? Drop a comment down below, give me your prediction, and let me know why. Now, before we jump right into our keys and our ways for the Sixers to get this done, quick shout out to the sponsor of today's video, Manta Sleep. If you are an insomniac out there, say you're laying in your bed wondering, is Joel Embiid going to be healthy to play this series like I am? You need the Manta Sleep Mask Pro. Every night I'm laying down, my mind is wandering 5 million directions. And this thing right here is the key to help your sleep. It has true 100% blackout for deep sleep, C-shaped eye cups for unbeatable side sleep comfort. You can lay on your back, your side, it doesn't matter. Very lightweight product, very light on the eyelids, no pressure whatsoever. And there are advanced materials and ventilation for unmatched breathability. Very lightweight material, lightweight product. Might take you a day or two to get used to it, but now I can't even sleep without this thing. And then if you're trying to sleep in the middle of the day, maybe you just got done watching a game, you want to take a nice fat nap, but the light is peeking in through your house, this thing will black out everything for you. This Manta Sleep Mask Pro is amazing. They have the cool mask, the aroma mask, the steam mask. All their products are taking your sleep to another level. So go check them out down below. Click the link, go to mantasleep.com, use promo code PhillyTake, get 10% off your order. All right, let's talk about this. So the Philadelphia 76ers, man, here we are yet again. Round two. Now, the Sixers played the Celtics 4 times this year, and they lost 3 of them. Still very hard to judge, though, given the fact that a lot of guys were out for some of those matchups. And, you know, the last matchup, Joel Embiid had 52 points. He went off, one of the most efficient games I've ever seen out of any player in general. He went 20 for 25. I think he had 13 rebounds, 8 assists. He had 4 blocks, whatever it was. It was absolutely incredible. Boston won the first game of the year, and then you had the one where Joel Embiid shot the full court shot, and it did not count at the end. So I don't think the Sixers or the Celtics were outclassed, in terms of either one. And I think this is going to be a very good series. Now, the Sixers are coming off, obviously, a 4-0 sweep. Boston was struggling to put away Atlanta, and I said this throughout the last 3 games. Any other team probably would have put Boston away. They were not playing at their top level. And let's be honest, the Sixers were not doing so either, but the Sixers were playing a trash Nets team, and the Celtics were playing, in my opinion, a trash Hawks team, and were having trouble putting them away. As we've seen in these playoffs so far, no team is indestructible. The Bucks are gone. And really, I think the winner of this series will probably end up going to the NBA Finals. Now, this has to be the one. And I know it's tough. No update on Joel Embiid. Who knows if he's going to miss the first game, the second, the first three? Who knows? Maybe he doesn't miss any. But can he be himself? And I think this has been the common theme all year. I said, let's get Joel and James in the playoffs healthy. And here we are dealing with it yet again. So if Joel is healthy, if James is healthy, I think the Sixers have a good shot. And here's how they're going to get it done. The Sixers have to be the aggressor in this series. Now, I want to pull up an interesting stat to show you from the first round of the playoffs, something to keep your eye on. The Philadelphia 76ers and the Boston Celtics, in terms of free throw attempts per game in the first round, actually both ranked last. Sixers were dead last, 15.3 attempts per game, and the Celtics were 16.5. Whichever team is the aggressor, whichever team can find their way to the line is going to have a huge advantage in this series. You know the Celtics are probably going to bring doubles and triples. They're going to be scrappy. But Joel, James, they have to run the pick and roll. They did not do it at times in the Nets series. Even when I was there in person, I was sitting there, pondering, why? Why are they not doing it? It has been their bread and butter. The Celtics have not been too effective against the pick and roll. They are smaller. They have no business stopping Joel Embiid. They are not, as clear-cut defensively to go out there and stop what the Sixers are trying to do, what they have done to them, what they did in the last matchup. The Celtics have no business inside. However, if you live on the perimeter, if you're settling for these shots and you're letting the shot clock wander down and, you're not being aggressive, the Celtics can kick it into gear. They have guys like that, Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, Rob Williams, who are really going to get in your grill, and you cannot let them control the feel of this series. The Sixers need to get into their sets, and they need to attack downhill, and they need to get to the line. It'll be interesting to see how the whistles are in this series, but the Celtics are coming with full grittiness. They're going to look at what the Brooklyn Nets did to Joel Embiid. And look, I don't care what the stat lines are to series. I'm being completely honest. If Joel had 10 points every game, but the Sixers win the series, I don't care. Joel was deferring to his teammates. I still think he was effective last series, and he needs to find a way to continue to get everybody involved. The Sixers need to show why they brought some of these dogs here. The PJ Tuckers, the Niangs, if he gets in, the Meltons. This is the type of series where those guys will prove to be very effective. Tucker did it last year against the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals. It is going to be huge. Now, the second thing I want to talk about is the coaching matchup. Doc Rivers versus Joe Mazzulla. If the Celtics still had Ime Udoka, to be honest with you, I would be actually a lot less confident. But watching that Celtics series, watching some of the adjustments, and I said this a couple months ago, I think it was in March maybe, when the Celtics kept collapsing games. Joe Mazzulla is nothing compared to Ime Udoka. And if we want to be honest, Doc Rivers has actually done a pretty good job over the last couple months. And in that first round series, he pushed all the right buttons. It's almost common sense, but he did the right things. He didn't hurt the team. And that was one of my main keys last series. When you look at the Boston Celtics, they look puzzled at times. And Joe Mazzulla let things happen. He struggled making adjustments. And the Celtics did blow a couple leads late in games. Can Doc Rivers keep it up? One of the main things I'm going to be looking for is, what are the defensive matchups? Will it be PJ Tucker on Jason Tatum? Will it be PJ Tucker on Jaylen Brown? Will Tobias Harris be the other guy on Tatum or Brown? I would probably go with my beginning rotation of Tucker against Tatum, Tobias on Brown. Maybe you go and alternate the two. Maybe if one of those guys are cold, you bring in DeAnthony Melton. You're going to have to make timely adjustments if you're Doc Rivers. We know this, but this is going to be huge in this series. If PJ's getting cooked early in the game by Tatum, you have to come out here and make the switch. You might have to sit sit Tucker in a closing lineup. You might have to bring McDaniels in, get more size, more length, more athleticism. These things got to happen quickly. And another adjustment I want to see is not only the rotation. Will Doc Rivers shorten it? Obviously had the 4-man bench rotation going. I like that a lot. But will the Sixers be able to stagger effectively? And something that I really think is huge is, how will the Sixers bear the runs of the Celtics? How will they stomach the runs? When I'm watching the Celtics, okay, they are a very streaky team. They are run and gun. There were a couple games, I think they shot, 45 plus threes? They're going to let it fly. Now, at certain times when the Celtics are on, they're going to be close to unbeatable when they're hitting these threes. But there were a lot of games they did not look that effective, and obviously the Sixers have struggled at times with perimeter defense. They're going to have to close out on these guys. They're going to be moving the ball very quickly, swift passes. They're very in sync. If the Sixers can put pressure on them, I think Joel Embiid can man that paint, And even if the Celtics go on an 8-0, 10-0 run just like that, they hit a couple big shots, will Doc Rivers call the timeout? Will he help this team rebound quickly? This is going to be important in this series. You can't have these type of droughts. You know, the Sixers kind of got let off the hook in the Nets series where the Nets started off hot quickly, but they're just not as good of a team to be able to keep it up. You know, if you let the Celtics come out early in a game and you're unmotivated and, you know, they go up by 15 early, for example, I mean, that's going to be hard to come back from. The Sixers will need to apply the pressure. They're going to need to be able to wear the runs of the Boston Celtics and answer back. In fact, the Sixers have actually been one of the best fourth quarter teams in the league this year. And like I said, the Celtics faltered a couple times. So who will have that toughness as a unit coming down the stretch of games? I hope the Sixers can do that. You can't blow games like, you know, in the fourth quarter against this team. And the last thing that I think will be very important for this series is some of the other guys, you know, the third, the fourth, the fifth options. Now, it goes without saying, James Harden, Joel Embiid, again, have to be healthy, have to step up. I got to see what it looks like in person. I got to see what it looks like live and direct. We know that, right? Harden's going to have to be aggressive. They're going to try to swarm Harden. They're going to try to pressure him and push him out to the perimeter. And at times, I didn't like how he played in the Nets series. I thought he was a little too passive. If he comes out like he did in game one and he's hitting these threes and looking effective and really distributing to the rest of the team, keeping the ball movement flowing, I think the Sixers have a good shot. But when you look at the first round series, Tyrese Maxey and Tobias Harris were the leading two scorers. Maxey, 21.8 points per game. Tobias had an unbelievable series, 20.3. These two are the X factors. Yeah, the bench is going to have to be good, but it's going to start to get shortened even more. Your main five have to be effective. If Tyrese Maxey can have a couple of the games like he had last series and explode and go off for 30, if Tobias can play good in every statistical category, if he can help rebound, help Joel in the glass, if he can play this superior defense I saw last series, those two effective with Embiid and Harden helping them out, I think the Sixers can outweigh Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. In fact, when I watched Jason Tatum last series, he did not play that well. Yeah, he had 27, he had 29, 30, but it was on 27 attempts. Tatum did not play that effective. He's a very, very good player. You know that. He can heat up at any time. Jaylen Brown, they're going to have the ball in their hands. They reverted to a lot of iso ball. Will you have guys that can get out, stand alone on an island against those players? Can you bear the Marcus Smart chirping? You know, they're going to be all up in your ear. Al Horford, you know how this goes. But I look at the Celtics and, you know, they got guys like Sam Hauser playing. They have guys like that. Pritchard barely even plays. The Celtics are not as deep as you think they are. And if the Sixers can get inside and get gritty with them, I think the Sixers have actually a good shot at winning this series. It all is going to come down to the health of Joel Embiid and James Harden. I know I've said it a million times, but the Sixers are going to need everybody in the series. They're going to have to play close to perfect, but really they're going to have to be healthy. PJ Tucker's going to have to be a dog in this series. He needs to be a menace. He needs to get up on Boston. Because I saw Atlanta, I saw DeAndre Hunter, I saw guys like John Collins and Clint Capella making them sweat, making them look nervous. The Hawks are not a good team. Celtics were struggling to put them away, and in Game 5, they choked at home. I think it was a 12-point lead in the fourth quarter. So when it all comes down to it, man, the Sixers are going to need a total team effort. Everybody's going to have to be on their A game, but if Joel Embiid is healthy, I'm saying this is the year. I know people don't want to be inclined to think that because of past history and, you know, everything else that has happened with this franchise, but look at how chaotic the playoffs have been. Look at the other Philadelphia franchises, for example. Anything can happen this year, and this is the time. This is the moment. There are no excuses. I kept saying at the end of the regular season, I do not want to lose to Boston because that would be an entire culmination of everything you build up and just feeling like you're back at the same damn place you started, hitting that dead wall, not being able to get over the hump, and not beating the Boston Celtics. They better not get outclassed. I know it's going to suck if Embiid doesn't play game one. All you got to do is steal one of the first two on the road, and you are in prime position to take over this series. I think the Sixers are going to do it. I am picking the Sixers to win in 6 games. But if Embiid doesn't play 2 or more games, I'm taking Boston in 6. Sixers in 6 is my final. Give me your thoughts down below in the comments section. Give me your keys, your preview, your final prediction. Give me all of it down below. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And with that being said, I will catch you all on the next one. Peace.